Well, all right. So that, ma'am, was step one. Step one, define the problem. Step two of design thinking is to empathize, which means that they say that it is not just enough for you to want to solve a problem. For you to want to solve a problem the correct way, meet someone who is directly involved with that problem and understand what his viewpoint is. And so then only can you come up with a holistic solution that fits right. And so that's what we asked Team 2 to do. We asked them to go and study the outlook of various stakeholders in education. What do they want from education? And are they justified in wanting that? So Team 2, are you ready? All right. So
Team 2 is ready? Yeah. Okay.
Team 2, we can't hear you. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, we're ready.
All right, great. Okay.
Good morning. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. What exactly did Mark Twain mean by this? If one thinks about it, the most appealing definition of a school is an institution that teaches children in the most simplistic manner. Education, on the other hand, is the knowledge and development resulting from an educational process. As one perceives from the above mentioned, education is a broad term that gives knowledge, whereas schooling is just a venue providing education. Albert Einstein had once said, education is what is left after one has forgotten what one learned in school. Most educational institutions mistake memorizing for learning. That said, most of what is taught in classrooms is forgotten, and most of what is remembered is irrelevant. Borrowing Ken Robinson's words, one doesn't grow into creativity, one grows out of it. Or rather, one is educated out of it. Imagine a factory where the child is broken, melted and poured into a mold so cold and so strong that it metamorphosizes us. It metamorphosizes our identity. And the worst part, it forces thousands of young minds whose brains are wired differently to think in one single way. That said, has education started restraining us? Can it only ignite our minds and not our souls?
The most common notion associated with learning today is, does it guarantee us a good job? Does the idea of studying even pass beyond the realm of seeking a livelihood? Does the buck stop there? Is your education nothing more than a pathway to your career? Is it more important to be an emotionally stable person who can face the storm of life? Or is it more important to be a person with huge reserves of knowledge and yet be feeble-minded? Education is meant to be the biggest investment an individual makes in oneself. So what is the return that we're all looking for? Is education building our social status to escape society's cynicism? Is it turning us into global leaders? Or is it making us more adaptable to the world around? We ask our society that comprises of students, teachers, parents, and employers, what is the purpose of education? Learning what to think or learning how to think?
Some of us study to score, while some of us study to fulfill our parents' wishes. But the zealous and committed Damayanti Solanki had other plans. She was among the few who studied to learn, who studied to become a logical thinker, who studied to become independent. Damayanti is a 10th grade graduate. She was forced into an early marriage. She now has an unemployed husband, and 3 daughters to support. She writes poems in her free time. Her love for books landed her a job in the housekeeping staff of R.N. Podar Library. She is determined to educate her daughters, and this was the reason her spirits were never thwarted by any inhibiting factor. Keeping her as our role model, we would like to ask the society, should education provide us with financial independence or independence in thought? Seeing her passion for gaining knowledge, she was once asked if she wanted to continue her education. Damayanti's reply was a firm no. It is till date that Damayanti considers education to be just an extension to rote learning. In spite of having a chimerical memory of knowing the place of each book, she considers herself unfit of being able to cope with the present curriculum. Why does this notion still exist in our society?
Dhirubhai Ambani struggled all his life to build his dream. What if, after all this hard work, Mukesh Ambani wanted to race cars? The founder and frontman of India's biggest music band, Euphoria, Dr. Palash Singh's parents are successful doctors, and hence he was expected to become one himself. However, he harbored a passion for music. He could deal with it systematically. He first qualified as an orthopedic surgeon and then pursued his passion. He excelled and made a radical change. But if we ask ourselves, how many Dr. Palash Sains have we heard about? What if Dr. Palash Sain hadn't made it big in the music industry? Is it wrong for a parent to secure his child's future at the cost of his passion?
Well, that was an interesting video, and a very good conversation up to it. So,
Yes.
oh,
Yes,
this.
some more. Yes, Ajit.
People of various classes and strata of society have several of their own views on what good education means to them. We ask you, why should there be a good or bad education? Why does this whole concept exist?
Vijay Kopi, the Deputy General Manager of Gujarat Electrical, hails from a family of vegetable vendors. An engineer by profession, he believes the current education system is responsible for where he stands today. He feels that while the system is not without its loopholes, it is sturdy enough for a determined student to succeed against all odds. Mr. Kopi says that the secret mantra for every man to prosper is a good education supported by hard work and perseverance.
Can we question Mr. Vijay Kope's belief that education is meant to give us returns in terms of a good job? We believe that the purpose of education differs from person to person due to varying perceptions and mindsets. The different opinions of people from diverse sections of the society add to education's manifold dimensions. One may feel education is necessary for financial support, whereas others may just consider it another phase of life. Well, we leave you to ponder over this question with a broadened perspective. As Aristotle said, it is the mark of an educated mind to entertain a thought without accepting it. Thank you.